Hi guys, welcome to another Livinginsatv video. David and Dave here guys, and today Dave is going to show us, or we're going to tour the Wanderers Stadium right here in
Johannesburg,
South Africa. Again guys, stay tuned because once again this video will blow your mind. Today, that's the stadium from outside. Another piece of tourism here in Gauteng. Good. Okay guys, this is from the main street.
Corlet Drive.
Corlet Drive. Very close to the highway. This is where you guys going in. You guys can see directly from the road. And don't forget guys, be kind. Okay, so Dave, what's happening here?
So these are the nets in the distance where the players practice. They don't practice on the main field. So those nets in the distance with the green netting around them, that is where all practices are taking place.
Okay.
And in front here is where they do fielding practice. This field looks like it's had a lot of cars parked on it recently. But this is where the players will spend the bulk of their time when they're not playing matches. Cricket is yet another game that was invented by the English or the British many years ago, and initially it was played only in England, and it was played over 3, 4 or 5 days. A typical pastime for gentlemen back in the 1800s. As time's gone by, cricket has evolved, and there are now 3 different forms of cricket essentially. You have the long version of the game, which the epitome or the peak of it is Test cricket, where you have 5-day matches between the top cricketing nations, and they generally are over the time England, Australia, India, South Africa, and then you also have Pakistan, the West Indies, New Zealand, who have been the top teams in the world. But as modern times changed, the game changed, and they invented shorter versions of the game. So you had one-day games, or now called 50 over games or limited over games. It's now been reduced to 20 over games, or T20, and you even get 10 over games in domestically in England. But essentially the game has changed from being a fairly slow, very tactically important pastime to one where you have lots of action, lots of noise, where scoring lots of runs is what it's all about. So in South Africa, we've got domestic 20 over matches, domestic 50 over matches, and then domestic long versions of the game, which range between 3, 4 and 5 days. International cricket, absolutely, and there are now numerous international T20 or 20 over match leagues all over the world, and the top players in that format of the game will play in the leagues in South Africa, they'll play in them in India, and the IPL or the Indian Premier League is the big one, but there's also one in Pakistan, there's one in Australia, there's one in New Zealand, there's one in England. Now there's one in America and one in Canada. So limited overs T20 cricket is really what drives the game. Financially it rakes in more money than the longer version of the game, but that's how cricket's evolved from a gentle pastime on the English village fields to becoming a major international sport.
So we're going to go in. Hi guys! The stadium has a seating capacity of 28,000 and was built in 1956 to replace the old Wanderers Stadium. It was completely overhauled following South Africa's readmission to international cricket in 1991. In 1996, 5 new 65-meter high or 213 feet floodlight masts replaced the existing 4 30 meters high 98 feet masts, enabling day-night limited overs cricket. It is nicknamed the Bull Ring due to its design and intimidating atmosphere. You guys can see they're erecting now some some big light poles. Another one there going up. The 2 already erected now for the World Cup. Yeah, boy. Yeah, let's do that. Very interesting. They also have prayer rooms. Hey, look at this chimney. It's actually very cool. Okay. Let's see the gym. Okay guys, so the gym you just go through first floor. Oh, okay. So there is there is the gym. There you go. Quite fully equipped gym. Got a shutout for the sponsors, also important. Oh wait, what is this thing?
So this is the president's suite. This is where the Lions all sit when there is cricket on the go. And what you have here is called the Honours Board. And the Honours Board, famous one is at Lords, but everybody who scored more than 100 runs or taken more than 5 wickets in an innings since 1991 gets their name on that board.
Sure, immortalized.
Yeah.
Some people working from here. Let's go outside. I'm getting hungry. Oh, this is actually the function center. Hello. Very nice. Oh wait. Oh wait. This is like the trophy room. Oh wow, what a beautiful place. Okay, cool. There's a bridge in between buildings. Oh, look at this. Can you mention? Okay, good. So this one
See,
here.
they lock her here because if you don't put her behind a cage.
There you go, guys. We came back to the beginning where it all started. Look at this. This is stunning.
Okay, good morning to the Wanderers, DP World Wanderers Cricket Stadium. My name's Brian Katz. I will be taking you around as the tour guide. Just a little bit of history on myself. I'm a former first-class umpire. I've been involved with cricket since I could walk. We're in the media centre now. For those of you who see this video and were born in the last century, you will remember Charles Fortune before we had television. He was the voice of cricket in South Africa, and I think it's quite an honour that they have actually retained his name as the Charles Fortune Media Centre, which is where we are now. I'm going to take you through to where the press sit, if you'd like to come with me. Okay, this is the media centre. We're at the top of the Unity stand. As you can see, we have a pretty good view across the ground. If you would like to scan, I can then show you the different points. We're in the Unity stand at the Call It Drive end. Going round to the left, the grass area is the family area. Family as it self-explanatory, but it means there's also no smoking, no drinking. If you look up there, that pavilion there is the Western Pavilion. At the top where it says AfriPure is where the scorers sit. If you come down to the two World Wars, that is the centenary stand. Going over there to that open area, that is the last remaining part of the original ground. When we came here in 1956, the whole ground was like that. It was open with no stands. It was just a roof over that end, roof over this end. Is where the press actually do their recording. You'll see here they've got the little thing for them to plug in their cool boxes and their laptops and whatever else. Either side of us you've got little cubicles. That's where the outside broadcast teams carry on from. I'll take you along to one there, which is the Supersport one. This is obviously where they'll put food out for the media people in a game. Here you've got the different outside broadcasters. I'll take you into this one, which is the Supersport one. Yeah, this is where they do the Supersport commentary from. If you have a look here, you'll actually see the broadcasting roster from the last game. So you'll see the actual names there, which is that. And again, this is where they sit very high up, but it gives them a good overall view of the ground. Okay, we're going to go down a couple of floors now to where the museum windows are.
This is known as the ballroom. That's what that carpet's under stadium is called.
Yeah, this shows you the where the stadium was before they came here. If you know Johannesburg, you'll see here Park Railway Station is where that cricket field is now. Okay, there's the train lines. There's an older picture of the same place. It's in late 1925, is that? And then you've got a more current one, but we came from there in 1956 when they built Park Railway Station. In 2003 we hosted the World Cup, and as you know that's quite a big event. If you look at some of the memorabilia, we have an English hat, we have an Indian hat, a Pakistani, New Zealand, Kenyan, there's an Indian. Here we've got, that's West Indies, Pakistan, India, that's England, and that's a generic. Down there you've got Australian, here's another one from Pakistan. Here you've got a West Indies, and you've got that is Bangladesh there. And that there is a Zimbabwean helmet and a Zimbabwean cap. So that's some memorabilia from the World Cup. There's the programme from the World Cup and some coins that they produced for the spectators to purchase. This window is has the South Africa, has a little bit more, but it also has the South African kit. You've got the South African shirt with the logo that we use for the World Cup. You can see it's replicated on the cricket bat. And again, you've got the cricket balls that they produced as memorabilia. We have a Sri Lankan helmet there, we have an Indian helmet, a Pakistani and a West Indian there, and some photographs of well-known players, including the Ralapundi Express here, Muri Muralitharan from Sri Lanka there. Up here we've got our own Jonty and Lance Klusener. This here is, for me, the highlight of the show, as it were, the famous 4-3-8 match. If you look closely over here, it says, "Congratulations Australia, you've just set a world record, 434 runs, the highest in a limited overs game at the time." 3 hours later, the scoreboard is updated. "Congratulations South Africa, you've just broken the world record." So it wasn't a very long period. I mean, they call it the match, and to me it is still the greatest ODI ever. Two of the top teams in the world at the time, setting and breaking world records in the same game. No. Yeah, well, I should stop you. He's actually videoing. We have a development program here for the youngsters. It's mini cricket. It takes them from disadvantaged areas. You'll see there's clothing here, bats, little shirts and that, little cricket balls, softballs and that. And we bring them together. They play out. They bring them out of the townships or wherever they are collecting them from. They actually come here to the stadium and they play a game on the ground. Sometimes what they do is at lunchtime in a big game, be it a test match or an ODI, they will let the youngsters all onto the field and they'll play mini cricket, and the youngsters love it. And you can see the number of kids. If you look in this picture, there's a group of youngsters. Here you can see them actually playing on the field, and they love it here. And if they show promise in this, they can go through the system, getting a scholarship. And if they continue to show promise, they can go from that scholarship into the franchise system itself. Okay, this is old cricket history. It says Transvaal, Gauteng. But if you look at this blazer, that badge is quite unique. I don't want my light to be blinding it. That badge is the national badge before the Springbok. So when South Africa went to England in 1894, that was the blazer they wore. And that blazer is made up of the four provinces. You have the anchor of Western Province, then coming round this way you have the oak trees of the Free State, the cattle of Natal, and over there you have the oak tree, oh no, sorry, the ox wagon of the Transvaal. And that was the very first badge in 1894. Only later, when the Springboks went overseas, early 1900s, did they actually adopt the Springbok. So that is quite a unique blazer, that. Because this was the Champions League, India had elections on in 2012, so they brought it here. So you've got the shirts from the different sides, and you've got the cricket bats from the different sides with the signatures of all the players. Again, you'll have a better picture of this when I send Dave the... You see they're securing the second one on there.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. It's like those Lego pieces almost.
So this is the main interest for the stadium. They are installing now this huge new light post for the World Cup.
With all the construction that's going on at the stadium now, we have to be careful where we walk. They're putting new floodlights in. This is part of the upgrade for the World Cup that's coming. They took the old floodlights down, they're putting new ones up, LED. So you're here while they're doing it. This is the family area I pointed out to you. Good morning. Right, we're going now, this is as a family area, going into here, which is the umpire's changing room, and after that I'll take you into the players' changing room. This is zone 6 here, that is zone 5. On match days I get access to those zones as well. You'll see that nobody else can come in. On the right, Guardians, what they do is they put the photographs of the match officials there, and on the right is what is prohibited. All this is done because of the anti-corruption and illegal betting. So they are very, very strict in terms of access control. I mean, when the umpires come in here, they hand their cell phones over and they're locked away for the duration of the game. So it's all anti-corruption. This is the visiting changing room. Not your normal shed with a couple of broken chairs in it that you get at sort of school level or that. You can see it's quite upmarket. I'll take you through to is the home team dressing room open? Was it locked? It's closed. Okay then. This is identical to the home team, just the layout differs slightly. The only other difference is that the home team has access to the gym. Here they don't have access to the gym. They would have to, if they were going to use it, they have to go through to there. That is the only difference. You've got, there's where they relax and eat, and then behind that is a kitchen. So that's where they'll relax. If you want to see the kitchen, I can take you through. It's to the right. This is where the food is all prepared. It comes in and then food comes here, and then again, this is the home team. The grill is closed, but that's where the home team's dressing room is. So their food, the tables are laid out here, their food is laid out. So this is again where they'll eat. Changing room there.
So this is where...
If it's a longer form of the game, if the shorter form of the game, they'll sit down in the dugouts, which we'll get to now. And this is the visiting team. This is the home team. Yeah, you'll see there, if it's South Africa, they'll have the national flag there and the visiting nation's flag up top there. This was the walkway for the players down to the field. Originally, it was only as high as the white fence. And then we had a couple of incidents involving the Australians. The first one, Merv Hughes, well known to the cricketing world, was walking down and somebody said something to him and he tried to clock them with his bat. And then another incident which was even more unsavoury was one of the War Twins was walking down here and one of the spectators spat at him. And since then they have covered this up, which is a hell of a shame, because when the players walk up and down, the kids flock here to see their heroes, and now all they can see is their legs, which is a shame. But yeah, so we're going to walk down there now. The inside of the tunnel is lined with pictures of players. There's a couple of panels that are damaged. I suspect those are panels where the batsman didn't like the umpire's decision, so the panel is damaged or broken completely. Okay, you can see these are terrible steps because you either goose step or pigeon step, but as you go down on either side you'll see famous players from around the world who've played cricket here. Do you want to go ahead of me so I'm not in your way? As I said, players from around the world, so it's not just South African. A couple of Aussies here. Brian Lara, Glenn McGrath. See, here I suspect they didn't like the decision. As I was saying up there, for the shorter version of the game, the 20 over, the 50 over, the players tend to come and sit here. But for the longer version, they'll sit up in the dressing room. Okay, so there's the view of the tunnel. We're now on the edge of the boundary. You can see the scar from having a boundary rope there for the whole season. Here's our groundsman, Mr. Frost. And, what's the state of your drop-in pitch? When are we going to see a ball on it?
Never.
Look here, this is the first drop-in pitch. It's a prototype. I was asking him when. It's only going to be used probably in March, but the idea is that we've put a drop-in pitch here which we're going to test. If it works, they will then expand it to other grounds around the country that are hosting the World Cup. So they're looking for consistency. But this is a prototype, and these are just divots for the run-up, but the pitch drops in here and goes all the way along there. Works on a hovercraft principle. It has a concrete base and the pitch rests on it. If you want to move it, you raise the pitch with air and then you float it back across there. There will be another one, so when you take this one out, there's another one that you replace it with, because you obviously can't leave a hole in the ground if it's not being used. If you look here, and you'll see the base of a number of the main pitches, there's a little divot that comes out. You have cabling from the side to here, and then you plug in your stump microphones here, so you don't have cables running the whole length of the ground, and you don't have to dig it up every time. It's been laid, comes out of the ground here, plugs in, and then you put a little groove there, and that's for your main grounds, not for every pitch, just for the main ones that would have stump mics.
Guys, don't forget to contact Dave to do these tours inside of the Joburg stadiums. His contacts are going to be down below. Again, guys, make sure to share, subscribe, and destroy that like button. I'll see you in the next Livinginsatv video.